So it's Wednesday, and I'm about to get ready and head to my vinyasa class tonight, and hopefully I'll see a few of you there. But I wanted to take a minute and share something that hopefully will resonate with a few of you, and also give you just a little bit more insight. So at the end of all of my classes, whether you've come to one in the studio or even followed a YouTube video of mine, you know, at the end, when we are sealing in our practice, I always encourage those last few breaths, those last few exhales to be ones where we're leaving things on the mat, leaving things in the studio that aren't serving us anymore, are things that we don't want to take with us when we leave. So today I thought I would confess to you what I need to try to leave in the studio and leave on my mat tonight after practice. So I'm going to lead with the fact that I'm very appreciative of the opportunity to get to have this done, and very appreciative of the lady who helped me today. She was very nice and very great. But I had some blood work done today at work. I got a little finger prick. And again, I'm very appreciative of getting these numbers, of getting this provided to me as a service for free. It's great because you know how you feel and you know how you look, but you don't always know what's going on inside, right? So very appreciative to have that check every year. But my problem is really more my own problem and my own response to things. So I knew going in that probably the elevated cholesterol numbers that I inherited from my father's side would probably be showing up. And sure enough, of course, they did. And they're not terribly high beyond the norm. And they give you that little window, you know, it's green, and then here's the window they want you to be at, and then it's red. I'm always either right on the edge of okay or just over. And there's just something about when they tell you you're, you know, above the range and you see that number and it's in the red and you're over in the red, and there's just this feeling of judgment. I have failed this test, even though to some degree I have a limited ability to impact that potentially. And then of course when you don't fit in the range, they tell you the tips and the strategies. And I understand they have to give, you know, the general best ideas, the things that will impact the most, but I was told to improve my cholesterol numbers that I need to really focus on exercise. Well, granted, this lady does not know how many hours of yoga I teach, and that type of thing. But again, it seems to just be this feeling of judgment. And I went in feeling fine. I felt fine all day. But of course, now I have different feelings. Right? And I'm judging myself and saying, oh, I need to, you know, eat better, and maybe I need different types of exercise to get these numbers down. And I will. I'll take some supplements, and that's just me personally wanting to try to focus on non-medical interventions at first. And again, I'm not that high either. I'm somewhat close to the range they want me in. So I'll definitely look into, you know, supplements, and maybe I'll try to vary my exercise a little bit. But it's more just that judgment I now have put on myself that I haven't done things well enough. And I can always strive to do better. But what I really am going to work today to leave on the mat is that judgment component. That just because those numbers are high doesn't mean that I have failed, right? That I can always strive to be healthier. I want to be as healthy as possible for my family, for myself, but to not carry that judgment or that label, and to be able to replace that belief that comes up, that, oh, you're not good enough or you're not doing a good enough job, and see these numbers confirm that you're failing, that we have to continue to fight those belief structures that don't serve us and that aren't true. And that's one of the great parts about a yoga practice is we can use our body, come back to that breath, and be recentered and come back into ourselves and leave those judgments and those negative thoughts and those critiques that aren't constructive for ourselves. We can leave those on the mat. We can exhale those out and leave the studio feeling back to our true selves. And so don't worry, my blood work's not bad. I just have elevated cholesterol numbers that I'm going to be working on. But I am more focused on working on getting rid of those judgments, those belief structures that don't serve me and that probably impact my well-being even more. So I hope that resonates with you, and I hope that you'll join me on the mat.